I've spent the last 6 months refitting and upgrading Tessie. New high visibility paint, cameras, chargers, running rigging, and here it comes. Wind sensors, screens, bigger battery pack, and a new anchor setup has been installed to make her as safe and solid as possible for single-handed sailing. It's been quite the process, and I am forever thankful for everyone that has been helping out, including my patrons. Now it's time for a real test sail of Tessie, and let's make it a special one. Sailing southwards along the rugged west coast of the island of Karmøy, just beside my hometown of Haugesund, to one of Norway's most beautiful summer cities, called Skudeneshavn. You don't want to miss out on this one. But first, Tessie needs some cleaning and minor fixes before we set off. First thing first, getting her big belly clear of growth. Let's get her in her crib. The propeller got sanded down and polished. I'm forever thankful for my stepfather, Kjell. At age 78, he's working even harder than me to get Tessie back in the water. So I'm now going to fix the leakage in this, what you call the flange, rubber flange or something. First thing is to release the clamp on this side. This is lock nuts, so you need to screw them all the way to the tip. It's going to take some time. Why do it the hard way when we can do it the easy way? Yes. The shaft is all the way out, and we can take the old one off. So this is the new one. You can see the inner lips here, and on the old one they are worn pretty much down, so that's why it was leaking. Thank you for making it so easy. Screwing it on again instead of those lock nuts on the other one. Can screw it back fast, and that's it. Let's see if it's waterproof when I get into the water again. Kjell joined me with painting the bottom with self-polishing anti-fouling. It doesn't really keep the growth away for more than 2 to 3 months if you're not using the boat a lot. Luckily I'm planning on a lot of sailing this year, so I'm not too worried. Less movement. With some final touches, Tessie was now ready to get back in the wet. So Tessie for sure needs sandblasting. It's 22 years now with this. That's hopefully next year. Finally she was ready to go back in. I don't like seeing the boat dangling in a couple of straps, so every time she hits the water is a big relief. So now the boat is on the water, and it looks like it's not leaking. Give it a little squeeze here until water comes out to fill it up. All good. The backstay and radar mount came back into place. I carefully maneuvered afterwards out of the marina and was excited about checking the speed after hauling. So now we're doing 6.6. Now I will put Tessie in her berth for a couple of hours and clean up some rope mess, and then we're out sailing to one of the most beautiful cities in Norway, and we will take the ocean route. See you in 1 second. So now I'm going to swap out the old lead battery for the winch with this Optima battery. Looks like a 6-pack of beer. Love it. Which reminds me the beer store is closing soon. It's Friday night, and it's some powerful stuff. So thanks to Citronic for providing it to me. It's the old LED battery. The main switch on the winch often popped when I was driving the anchor winch heavily. So hopefully this will solve that. So let's throw it in the bow there and connect it. Yes. It's a little bit loose, so we'll have to make it fast somehow. It shows 12.4 volts. I'm sweating here. So let's fire it up. And again, please don't go boom. Oh. Ah. And there we go. And we are now on our way into the archipelago outside Haugesund to reach offshore conditions. What an amazing weather. This is going to be a good one. I was hoping for the bridge over there to be open, but it was not, so we have to go all around here and to the other side of the archipelago here to get southwards. That's going to be a bumpy motor ride for a couple of minutes, and we're soon there. So before we start heading offshore through the archipelago here, let's have a look at my very kind sponsor of this video, Incogni. I'll see you soon. Out here at sea, you're completely free of all stress, but back on land, the situation is a bit different. As you do your daily browse around the internet, you might occasionally share your personal data without thinking too much about it. Your information can end up being sold to data brokers, which further sells your data to different companies, and companies maybe with bad intentions. You have probably received advertising emails and weird SMSs from an unknown party, wondering where in the world they got your information. That is where Incogni steps in. On your behalf, Incogni searches the web for data brokers and requests the removal of your personal data. And here you can see all the companies Incogni has contacted to request removal of my personal information. Doing this yourself would take days and weeks. I'm much better off sailing the oceans while Incogni does the work for me. So head over to incogni.com/Erik Aanderaa to get 60% off an annual plan using the code Erik Aanderaa. Check the link below. Okay, so let's proceed the journey towards the ocean. 3 knots. We are rounding the north end now, so from here we're going southwards. The bridge opened. That's typical. I enjoyed riding some waves around the corner. Here we start on a beautiful inshore route, taking us towards the open ocean. So we're actually going in here, but I think I want to use this spot to host the mainsail. It's a bit more open here. Now passing a memorial for a terrible accident happening here on that very rock in 1899. A ship broke over it, full of people. Check it out. It all started on the island of Røvær, just a few miles north of our present position. On Friday, the 13th of October 1899, a wooden sailboat departed Suggevågen. 30 inhabitants from the island were on board, sailing to Haugesund to bury one of their locals in Skåre church, as there were no cemetery on Røvær. On their return back to Røvær after the funeral, around 17:30 in the afternoon, a storm blew up. They decided the 17-ton boat could take it, as it had been in many storms before. While on their way, the mast suddenly broke, and later the tiller for the rudder. they soon hit the rocks close to shore. 23 men, 4 women and 3 children all ended up in the ice-cold water, with no survivors. May they all rest in peace. These waters are known for taking many sailors' lives. But life must also go on. We were now soon through the route leading towards the North Sea. Leaving the inshore archipelago behind, Tessie could start stretching her legs in more open waters. It felt great to see her unfolding her wings, at least on this beautiful afternoon, after all the months of work done to her. The drones also required some exercise after months in a dark box. That's the old tractor, still with me after 8 years. Just 11 of them, new, to be honest. So this is some awesome sailing, wow! So now at 18 knots downwind, true wind, full sails. Well, I have a couple of reef in the mainsail, but other than that, full Genoa. Wow! So now we have the North Sea to our starboard and the land of the Vikings, where it all started, to port side. I'll put on my vest for Silja, because I know you're probably sitting in your couch watching this and say, why are you not wearing a vest? So here we go. And I got myself a new lifeline, and look at this. Silja helped me to install this hook for the safety harness. So now I'm connected to Tessie from the cockpit in a safe manner. How far away can I get? It's about here. That's good enough. And also new lines here. There we go. Starting on the after, going all the way to the bow. But you have to shift position every now and then to get all the way to the bow. It's not my favorite on board to wear the harness because of all the fuss it creates when you move around. So it's just easier without it. But as I said before, when the going gets tough, I'm using it, of course. But in weather like this, I feel good without it. Okay, so we are actually going in there, and the wind is coming this way, so we need to jibe the sails, turn around here and go towards Åkra. It's an inshore route I've actually never sailed before, so I'm very eager to see how that's like. So let's jibe the sails. Let's jibe. Okay, we are passing Åkra, and I just want to fly the drone around here to see the surroundings, the beautiful surroundings. Let's go. It's quite stressful flying a drone and navigating in tight water. Not so scary there. Åkra has a population of 10,000 people and is known for its long history within the fishing industry. Several of the locals has also with time moved from here to Seattle to start a new successful life within fishing. Most known might be Mr. Sig Hansen from the well-known TV show The Deadliest Catch. Sig's father was from Åkra, and Sig is often visiting his old friends and family over here. It was for sure a great experience sailing the tiny inshore route, passing the little village.
The boat is steering along tracking now, motor tracking, and it's doing pretty good, so I feel safe.
We were heading out towards the open ocean again, so it was time to retrieve the little bird.
Surface. To take the emergency shutdown. This and this. Alright, let's get to Skudeneshavn. Right now we are passing Parkingstad beach, just in here. Beautiful beach on Karmøy. And when the storms comes from the west here, it's absolutely crazy around the cliffs here. It is big waves smashing all over the coast. So I'm really happy with my anchor setup. My only worry is that even when I tighten this pulley system up as much as I can, chain is still loose and the anchor is a little bit loose. If I tied it with the winch, it's just boom, dead fast. You can't move it, so that's good. But you shouldn't use the winch to secure your anchor. But I want to try to go upwind to see how the anchor sits in the cradle when we pound against the waves. So I'll reef the general a little bit and try to go upwind. To be doing pretty good. Upwind was much more fun. I'm hearing a weird sound from the propeller shaft, the gearbox probably. Now I'm sailing and I have the gearbox in neutral, so the shaft is spinning. That's a new sound. So I know when the propeller spins in neutral while sailing, the gear doesn't get cooling. So it's best to reverse the gear and stop the propeller. But we need to slow down the speed to pop her in reverse to not hurt the gear. Tons of sails out now, 60 knots. Down to 2 knots. Yeah. Back to auto. Sound is gone. Could be the oil in the gearbox. I change it every year, but it might be worn now after many hours of use since the last change. We'll find out after the oil change this year in a couple of weeks.
Miles fly by with a fresh painted hull. We were getting back inshore.
We reached the south side of Karmøy and we're just going inshore now. around the south side, and I think that will be Skudeneshavn. The time is 20:46 and it's still sunset. Beautiful sunset is occurring now. So it's going to be a beautiful evening. And up here we have some huge World War II cannons, or the remains of them. They could shoot some huge bullets over 40 kilometers out in the ocean towards the enemy. So Karmøy sure has a lot of story. So I think it's time to bring down the sails. We are way inside the islands there. It's getting dense and we're going in there somewhere.
Well inshore, I really wanted to explore this sunset scenery from a bird's eye view.
So now we are in calm inshore waters, and that's when I use my Air 3 drone. It's a little bit more sketchy to catch, so when it's calm it's good. And offshore it's a big tractor, the Phantom 4.
On the top of Karmøy's southernmost island sits Geitungen lighthouse. Built in 1924, it's one of the youngest lighthouses along the coast of Norway. The over 100-year-old original second-order Fresnel lens is beaming its light out towards the North Sea, leading ships safely into the rugged coast of western Norway. Staring towards the light beam will also guide you towards our goal of Skudeneshavn, lying right behind the lighthouse. Last part of the trip went inshore along a narrow passage between rocks and skerries. As the sun slowly disappeared beneath the horizon, I planned on dropping the anchor for the night. I wanted to explore and arrive Skudenes in daylight the next morning, also to give you, my viewers, the best experience.
Now it's just around that lighthouse we're in. It's getting dark. So the entrance to Skudeneshavn is up here now, straight in here. But it's too dark and you deserve to watch Skudeneshavn, the entrance of Skudeneshavn in sunlight tomorrow morning. So I will anchor just outside here and spend the night, and I will take you into the little town tomorrow. Anchor's ready. Ready to drop. 5, 56, 57, 58, 59. I'm not quite sure if the seabed is sand or rock, but according to the echo sounder it sure looks like sand. Anchor mode. So let's take that snubber on. Perfect.
After successfully anchoring Tessie, it's one last important thing to be done.
Cheers. See you tomorrow morning.
Waiting for the sun to rise and shine was definitely worth the wait. Lying at an anchorage like this, taking in the serenity, would be hard to end. But adventure calls, so it's for a good cause.
Wow. Good morning. It's 12:30 and I think it's time to take the anchor up and set our bow inside the beautiful city of Skudeneshavn. Enjoy. So now we're entering the port of Skudeneshavn.
The entrance of Skudesneshavn starts at the little lighthouse and stretches through a long channel in towards the main city. Along the channel, you sail close by houses, gardens and cottages sitting by the waterline. While enjoying the view from a boat, it's no wonder this place has been stated as Norway's prettiest summer city. Today, the 8th of May, Norway celebrates Labor Day and is an official flag day, making Skudeneshavn even prettier. Beautiful old buildings creates an unforgettable scenery as we close into the end of the channel. A sharp starboard turn lets us gently into the city center. Here you can tie up, staying well protected from the weather and ocean outside. What makes Skudeneshavn really special is the old part of the town. It all started with a few houses, as the fishing and trading of herring started evolving in early 1800s, so did the town. Today the old town stands out with beautifully maintained houses, many soon reaching 200 years old. Many of them is inhabited by the locals. As you walk around the narrow streets, it's not hard to note the long history and proudness of the maritime soul in every detail of the buildings. Small shops, museums and cafes is to be found around every corner. If you're ever in the vicinity, I'd strongly recommend a visit to this historical location. So that was the journey along Karmøy and to Skudeneshavn to explore it. What do you think? I think it's incredible. So next stop now is Lindisfarne and Edinburgh in a couple of weeks, and if you want to support my adventures and journeys, you can do so by checking out my NBJS merchandise, following the link under the video description. And if you want to become my patron, you can donate whatever amount you want, and you can watch my videos completely without ads. I post them 1 to 2 weeks before I post them on YouTube. So you get them a little bit in forehand. And the same goes for PayPal. If you want to donate anything there, there's a link in the video description. And as usual, I always post fresh news on my Facebook and Instagram accounts. Yeah, I'll see you later.